In the heart of South America lies a land so grand, a nation filled with beauty, where dreams are in command, with golden sunsets painting skies and rivers flowing free. One Guyana, our homeland, where unity runs deep. One Guyana, united we stand, hand in hand, we'll build a land, from the coast to the savannas, the rainforest tall. One Guyana will rise above it all. From the mighty Essequibo to the Rupununi Plains, diverse cultures intertwined like rivers after rains. Oh, the colors of our people, a tapestry so bright. One Guyana, different faces, a harmonious sight. One Guyana, united we stand, hand in hand, we'll build our land, from the coast to the savannas, the rainforest all. One Guyana will rise above it all. This one Guyana, united we stand, hand in hand, we'll build a land, from the coast to the savannas, the rainforest tall. One Guyana will rise above it all. This one Guyana, united we stand, hand in hand, we'll build a land, from the coast to the savannas, the rainforest tall. One Guyana will rise above it all.
What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National STEAM Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future. What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National STEAM Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future. What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National STEAM Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future. What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions.
The National STEAM Fair 2025 brought together young minds from every region, united by innovation, curiosity, and the drive to make a difference.
This fair shows that we as students can do amazing things.
It's inspiring to see what other students are doing. It makes me want to do even more.
What we're seeing here is proof that when we invest in our children, we invest in the future of Guyana.
I feel proud to be part of something this big. This matters. It feels amazing to be a part of something this big
And to have our creativity recognized on a national level. This STEAM fair empowers our youth to dream, to build, and to believe in the power of their own ideas.
Being here makes me feel like what we do matters.
and that we can shape the future.
STEAM is alive in Guyana, and it's only just the beginning.
We are at a place where by September of this year, we will be opening at least 20 new secondary schools across this country. And by mid next year, we would have achieved universal secondary education across Guyana. I was saying to someone, only in Georgetown, we have built and are going to be opening shortly the new Christchurch Secondary, the new St. George's Secondary, the new St. Mary Secondary, which I will let you in to a secret now, will become the new Brigdam Secondary. We have built back St. Rose's, which was broken down in 2017 and never built back. We've extended significantly Queen's College, Bishops, St. Rose's, St. Winifred's, East Rumbell. We are currently extending Tocqueville, Campbellville, secondary, all over this country. In Region 1, we're currently building 5 secondary schools.
From the Artisan Conference Center here at Lillian-Dahl, Georgetown. And of course, we are at the 16th Annual STEAM Fair 2025, where so much is going down this year. It's our day 2, and we're inviting you all to come down and have a grand time and see all the innovative pieces that represent sustainable development coming from all schools from across the country, from all 11 educational districts.
Yeah.
And Shane, just enlighten them on how yesterday was and what's in store for today.
I can definitely say that from what I've seen yesterday, everybody's living up to the theme of the National STEAM Fair, which is innovative solutions through STEAM for sustainable development in Guyana. I'm really impressed with the kids, honestly, with their explanation about their project. They seem like they were involved and they're into it and they're just having a good time. Yesterday, I visited one of the booths and they did a project on the microbial fuel cell, which basically you can extract electricity from mud, which is very interesting to me. And I also visit another booth that literally they're making eco blocks, which is a more economically and sustainable way of making cement blocks, which is very, like innovative in a sense when you think about the larger landscape of where Guyana is and its development and the progress is. So there's a lot of, very innovative, very forward thinking and a very lot of interesting projects that are on display at the National STEAM Fair happening yesterday and today as well.
Shane, I must say that I'm getting jealous as you're talking because I want to share my experience too. Now, I must say that yesterday, one of the projects, or what stood out to me most importantly in all of the projects, is that they were all using everyday materials, or they were trying to go into the community and find out whatever the problem is and find sustainable solutions to that problem. And I must say, one of the things that blew me away, I saw one group of students, I can't remember which school they're from, but they're from the Essequibo. And one thing they did is they used human hair and the fur from animals, and they were using that to absorb oil spill. In the case of an oil spill, absorb that oil. Also, there were students from the President's College. They were taking salt water from the ocean, and they were solving the problem of blackout, right? And also providing their community with clean water and so on. And of course, it was like a big backup battery in a sense, but it was amazing stuff going on. So many sustainable solutions.
Yeah.
We saw girls from Bartica, they were going the skincare route of things, and they were creating lip balms from the beeswax and so on. And it goes on and on and on and on.
And I actually learned something yesterday too, coming from the Eastern Belt Secondary School. They were displaying the multi-purpose use of banana, which was very interesting. You can use banana to make insect repellent, wine, and all of these kind of stuff, shampoo, which is very much LT for your ear and stuff like that. So it's really fun and interesting to see.
Did you know that there was banana charcoal?
I didn't know that they had that on display, but maybe
Queen's
if I
College
stop,
had that on display
maybe
actually.
if I stop by today, they'll have that. So it's really interesting to see these students coming out here at the National STEAM Fair with these interesting, innovative, and very sustainable projects that they've come up with and having on display.
And it's not only that they're coming out here with it, they're having a chance to show the public, show the world Guyana and what Guyana will look like in the future. And we're seeing a cleaner, greener Guyana. We saw bioplastics, so many interpretations, different expressions of bioplastic yesterday. Some persons use, I think it was rice to make a bioplastic bread, white bread to make bioplastic. And it was amazing, very amazing stuff. And I love that the Minister of Education, Ms. Priya Manichan, she came out here yesterday and she was a part of it. She walked around to the booths and she interacted with the students. And that tells me that their projects aren't going to stop here, but it's going to definitely take off. We had the Bishop's High School, they focused on moringa, and they made many moringa byproducts. They have moringa capsules, they have moringa protein bar, which they're going to now try to get into the school feeding program, the education program done by the Ministry of Education. And I can say that the students, they're thinking big, they're thinking brilliant, and
what
it's
I'm also
awesome.
What I'm also really like excited to see today again is the innovative use of technology. I went to the St. Ignatius Secondary School. They have an app, a website that allows you to scan a QR code and basically the scavenger hunt that people can program to test themselves for upcoming exams, and even teachers can use it in the classroom to make learning fun and engaging. It's really exciting to see how they're coming up with these ideas in all aspects of what the acronym for STEAM is. So it's really fun to see. I'm excited to see the other booths here today.
Yes, they're not waiting for anyone to solve their problem. They're solving it for themselves.
It's really exciting. It's really admirable to see that the children are being involved. They're actually on the ground right here at the National STEAM Fair, talking about their projects with such excitement and such interest in their projects, and that's really exciting to see. So we're encouraging you guys to come on down at the Arthur Chang Conference Center. Come on down, support the children, come and listen to what they have to say about their booths, about their projects. It's really just a admirable thing that they're doing here
and
today.
If you cannot make it here, guess what? We are here to take you through to the various booths, and we will be with you in just a bit. We will disperse and we will get into talking with the students, finding out their inspirations and also what problem they're trying to solve. So do tune in, stay tuned into this page for more updates on the STEAM project happening, the STEAM Fair rather, happening at the Arthur Chang Conference Center here at Lillian Dahl.
Stick around and we'll be right back.
The National STEAM Fair 2025 brought together young minds from every region, united by innovation, curiosity, and the drive to make a difference.
This fair shows that we as students can do amazing things.
It's inspiring to see what other students are doing. It makes me want to do even more.
What we're seeing here is proof that when we invest in our children, we invest in the future of Guyana.
I feel proud to be part of something this big. This matters.
It feels amazing to be a part of something this big
and to have our creativity recognized on a national level. This STEAM fair empowers our youth to dream, to build, and to believe in the power of their own ideas.
Being here makes me feel like what we do matters.
and that we can shape the future.
STEAM is alive in Guyana, and it's only just the beginning.
What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National STEAM Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future. What if students...
We are at a place where by September of this year, we will be opening at least 20 new secondary schools across this country. And by mid next year, we would have achieved universal secondary education across Guyana. I was saying to someone, only in Georgetown, we have built and are going to be opening shortly the new Christchurch Secondary, the new St. George's Secondary.
North Manor Primary School booth here today, and I have with me Chrisella and Avinandan, and they're going to explain to me what this project is. It's called Multiply and Conquer, and they're going to just basically go through what their project is about. So let's start with you, Chrisella. Can you tell me what we're looking at and what's the idea behind this project?
So we're like looking at how children can like improve mathematics with just a simple game. And it will like show great improvement here. And this game is like very easy to play, and yeah, that's it.
Okay, so can we have like a demonstration of how we can play the game?
Okay, so yeah, now there are two ways we could play this game. The first way is by using the dice, which you said, you could please pass me them. So we roll the first dice multiplier, second dice multiplicand. So we had 5 times 6. So now we would go to our board and use our ladder. This is already at 5, and we would shift this to 6, and the intersection should be our answer, which is 30. That's the first way to play the game. Now the second way is by using the mystery box. Can you please pass that? Now let's take a mystery for this box, a riddle. Let's do this one. A caterpillar eats 10 leaves per day. How many leaves does it eat in 5 days? So now we would go back to our board. We would shift this down to 10 and bring this over to 5. But now if you notice, there's something covering our answer. So let's see what it says. Use pointers and make 5 groups of 10. Add up and verify your answer. So now we go into our counters. These counters represent 1, these represent 5, and these represent 10. So, let me just check back to make sure. It says make 5 groups of 10. So, let's go. This is 10, so that's 1 group. This is 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups, 5 groups. So now let's count it up. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So I got 50. Let's see. And our answer is 50. Thank you. That's our project. Do you have any questions?
No, it seems very straightforward and very interesting playing this game, Multiply and Conquer, which Chrisella was explaining that helps students to basically improve on their mathematical skills at school. So you guys see here at the National STEAM Fair 2025, right here at the Artitron Conference Center, the students are being so innovative with their ideas. We have games, or the first booth for the day, we have games, a mathematics game that helps students to basically improve on their mathematical skills. So thank you, Chrisella. Thank you, Avinandan. Just guys, stay tuned. We have more booths to cover, more to come. Shanti, over to you.
What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative.
So we are here with our upper secondary level students, and we're here with the Yarra Carver Secondary School. Can you guys tell me your name and tell us a bit about your project?
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Shoshana Richman, and this is my colleague Akila Sawyers. We proudly represent Yarra Carver Secondary School, Region 4, with our project titled Engineering a Greenhouse from Plastic Waste for Sustainable Agriculture. Under the theme, Sustainable Innovative Solutions through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana.
This greenhouse is made from recycled plastic bottles and PVC pipes, turning waste into something useful. The bottles help to trap heat and let in sunlight, creating an ideal space for plants to grow.
Our project has a linkage to STEAM over there. Science, we study plant biology and environmental impact of waste. For technology, we use recycling techniques to repurpose plastic bottles. For engineering, we design and build a greenhouse using sustainable materials. For arts, we creatively repurpose plastic waste into something beautiful and conventional. And for mathematics, we use measurements and calculation to ensure that the structure of the greenhouse is sound and efficient.
In the words of Robert Swan, I quote, "The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it." End of quote. We are not waiting. That's why we took action. The greenhouse is our solution from waste and food security. Our project educates, grows foods, and promotes sustainability. Together, we can have a vision for a smarter and greener Guyana. Follow us to see our project. Welcome to our lovely greenhouse.
Thank you very much. This is quite an interesting and I must say very, very brilliant project. Who thought about this project?
We come up with the idea to do the project.
You came up with the idea to do the project. And I wouldn't even have to ask the question, why did you come up with the idea or anything like that, because you already told me why you came up with the idea. Of course, this is a move in the right direction of sustainable development and, of course, greener Guyana and recycling and doing all that is necessary, right? So, awesome job, I must say. And do you see this project taking off?
Yes, I do see this project taking off.
Awesome. Thank you very much, and I wish you guys all the best.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and over to you guys.
Oh, so we're here at the Cotton Field Secondary School booth, and they're going to show us the use of Karen Crow as a skincare project. We have Leon and Sarah, who's going to be walking us through the demonstration of what they have here on display at the Cotton Field Secondary School booth. So Sarah and Leon, what are we looking at? What are the different products that you guys have here on display at the booth?
So this is a soap. This helps with eczema, rashes, lata. This is the oil, the powder. This helps with ringworm and athlete's foot. This helps with dry skin. This is the oil. This is the body scrub. This helps with dead skin cells.
Okay, and what was the purpose behind using this this material, Karen Crow, to create these skincare products? Tell us what's the idea? What's the reason for coming up with an idea like this?
Well, the younger generation don't understand the use of Sanalata or Karen Crow bush, so we decided to make sustainable skin products for them to use.
So guys, you can you said that the soap helps with eczema. So you guys are telling me if I use any one of these products, their prescribed benefits, it will actually work using these products, right? So you guys have heard it right here at the Cotton Field Secondary School booth. They're saying that we can use Karen Crow with using these skincare products to better help benefit, make our skin look healthy and help with whatever skin problems that we may have. So that's it right here at the Cotton Field Secondary School booth. There's more to come here at the National STEAM Fair 2025. So stick around and we have lots more to show you.
And we're here with students of Anai Secondary School. How are you guys doing this morning?
We're okay. We're excited with this competition.
Oh, you're excited for the competition. Awesome. Now, can you tell us a bit about your project here today and what inspired this project?
Well, our project, first of all, it's entitled Nature's Defense, Making Eco-Friendly Local Pesticides under the theme Innovative Solutions through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana. So what inspired our project is that our school garden is constantly attacked by pests such as aphids, whiteflies, and caterpillars on crops such as cucumbers, okra, tomatoes, and bora. So with such attacks, our crop yields are reduced, which affect food availability for our school and for our community. So we asked ourselves, what can we do to protect our crops because they were left defenseless without immediate access to commercial pesticides. So we came up with solutions that are affordable, natural, and effective, such as papaya, neem, citrus, vegetable oil, soap, and water. From these, we created 5 different natural formulas and tested them across crops.
Thank you. And how did that test, what did that test prove?
So we also conducted interviews with farmers and agricultural teachers to confirm the practicality of our pesticides. So these pesticides turn out to be moderately effective. And many farmers are now interested in using these pesticides in our community.
So essentially, these pesticides are basically not as harmful, or it's not harsh towards whatever produce you're trying to provide your community with, and it is much healthier.
Yes.
All right, given that it is organic.
Yes, it is organic, and it is healthy for the consumer as well as beneficial bees, and it does not harm the crop nor the environment.
Awesome, thank you very much. And there we have it, Anai Secondary School with their take, or rather their nature defense, making eco-friendly local pesticides as their STEAM project for this year.
So we're here at the Karaburi Primary School. They're coming from all the way from Region 1, and they're gonna, David here is going to explain to me about their project called the Solar Irrigation System. So David, what are we looking at? I'm seeing a solar battery here, I'm seeing some storage here, and I'm seeing like a crop field. What is going on here?
We get the energy from the sun with the solar panel, which traps the energy and gives the current to the pump, which the pump will pump water to your storage. And during dry weather, we don't have water, so you can water your plants with the water that you stored, and that will soak your plants. It have tiny holes here and soak the ground, but the water is not wasted. It coming back to the storage, so the water don't done, and it keeps going round and round like a cycle.
Okay, that's really a good explanation, David. Can we know what was the thought process behind creating a project like this that basically helps like farmers or people in Region 1, utilize the water and conserve the water?
Okay, because in the hinterland village, our village, Carberry, like water is very hard to get, and farmers, they are very old and they hardly drink water. So this solar irrigation system makes their work much easier.
Thank you so much, David. What a great explanation coming from the Carberry Primary School, all the way from Region 1, on their project called Solar Irrigation System, which basically helps to conserve the water there to help farmers make their jobs easier as it pertains to watering their crops there in Region 1. So it's really exciting to see that even the primary school children are coming all the way from Region 1 are being innovative, and they're providing real sustainable solutions to help Guyana as a large. So it's really exciting to see. So far we've seen the multi-purpose use of the Karen Crow in skincare, and we've went over to the Taymouth Memorial Manor Primary School, where they have their mathematics board game, which is really exciting to see. So we have a lot more booths here to cover at the Arthur Chang Conference Center for the National STEAM Fair 2025.
And we're here with students of the Northwest Secondary School. Good morning to you guys, and how are you guys doing?
I'm fine.
You're doing fine. Okay, can you tell us a bit about your project today? First of all, give me your names, and then tell us a bit about your project today and what inspired this project.
Okay, so first of all, my name is Ariana Wilberg.
And my name is Rahul Singh.
So our project is called Bilimbi Brilliance. So our project is called Bilimbi Brilliance and Harnessing Nature's Power. What inspired us is so Bilimbi, most parts would know it as Sauri. Yes, so where we came from, which is Region 1, Mabruma, we noticed that a lot of Sauri Bilimbis be wasting. So we wanna what we did, we try to reduce this the wastes by uses. And what we found out is that the Bilimbi juice, it has a high pH, which is 1. So we found out that we could use the Bilimbi juice, the Bilimbi, as a cleaning agent against rust, degrease, and stains.
Which product is that?
It's not here. We actually we forgot it. Just keep it. So we forgot it.
Hold the mic closer.
Alright, so here, so we don't, as she said, we don't have repellents and so on, but we have a few images here. That was the Bilimbi like by itself. We extracting the juice here. These are the images extracting the juice. And after we extract the juice, some people would like the scent, especially when cleaning and so when it comes to things like the repellent and so. Repellent is mostly focused, our main goal is like in the kitchen area, so like they repels against flies and cockroaches. And the cleaning agent now, some people would like when you clean, like it should have that little scent. So we best like tell you like when you making the juice, and you could put clove inside to get the kind of scent. And we have a few images over here again. As you can see, this is the before of a pot. But this is after. Like my advice is like when we using the Bilimbi juice is that we notice that the longer the juice is in a certain area, the cleaner the surface get. Yeah.
And what do you have here today?
So
this is in addition.
yeah, this is the additional.
So it uses
Hold the mic closer.
So, in addition, we found out that, some person would know to use the Bilimbi Sauri to make achar and sauce. We found out that we could also make jam with it, fruits, it's a fruit cake, and also drinks, juice.
It's like a local juice.
Nice, awesome project. So basically, just to recap of what our students said, they took Bilimbi, otherwise known as Surrey, and also they made byproducts with Bilimbi. Some of these byproducts are cleaning agents. Apart from cleaning agents, they use it as an insect repellent. They also use it to make Bilimbi achar, Bilimbi jam, Bilimbi sauce, Bilimbi fruits. These are preserved fruits, and also Bilimbi drinks as we would know it. So they're not allowing the Bilimbi from where they're from to go to waste, as it is produced a lot. So it's made by products with the said Bilimbi. Awesome. So there we have the Northwest Secondary School with their project Bilimbi Brilliance, harnessing nature's power to clean and repel.
So we're here at the Madia Primary School, and they're going to explain their project called the Solar Sprout Irrigation. And we have Ronaldo, Antonio, and Kurt, who's going to do the explanation of what we're seeing here coming from the Madia Primary School. So, Ronaldo, tell us what's going on. What are we looking at?
First, the solar panels uses the sunlight to power the battery. The battery then gives energy to the pump. Then the pump pumps water up from the well into the tank. Then the water flows into the main valve. When the main valve is opened, the water will flow into these valves. When this valve is open, the water will flow and water these plants. And when this valve is open, the water will flow and water these plants here. Now, Antonio will be telling you the materials that made this project.
The materials that made this project are straws, popsicle sticks, artificial plants, plastic cups, artificial grass, real plants, wood, mini solar panel, mini solar, plastic bottles, saline, animal toys, and old PVC ceiling. I will be handing you over to Kurt, which will...
And here we are with students of the Barometer Primary Top. All right. And can you give me your names and tell us a bit about your project here today?
My name is Raphael Beard, and here's my teammate, Ryan Fonset.
Good morning. Today we have a project. Our project is entitled of a smart drip irrigation system using IoT and data analytics. Yeah, I know you'll be curious of what inspired us to come up with this project. Well, it's mainly because where we came from in Barometer, Region 1, they mostly rely on water well and rainfall for the water resource. And during the dry season, they actually overuses the water. Cause for later use, they don't have enough water to water all of their crops, which can cause many of their crops to die. Here we have designed a system to solve that issue, because our main objective is to help farmers use water wisely, prevent water wastage, and improve the growth of their plants by using modern technology. Our system mainly works with a transmitter and a receiver. The transmitter mainly plays two roles. It detects whether the soil is wet or dry through the moisture sensor. When the soil is moist enough, the blue light comes on and the buzzer comes on automatically. As you can see, it's 100% by moisture. The soil is 100% moisture. And wait a few moments. And the receiver now receives that information. And we also have created an app on a cloud. Here it does detect a real life timing. The real life timing of the data of the soil, as you can see. 96%. 98. Sorry about that. It just came out. It shows you a quick sketch of it. It does drop out the soil as you saw, yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. So basically, to me, if you actually add this project here on a larger scale, it can actually benefit our country, Guyana. People should actually take it into consideration, because within a 1 to 2 years after, it can actually benefit this country. It's very suitable. Normally our project's mainly suitable for, mostly cash crops. Yeah, and that's it. Thank you.
Awesome project. You guys even made an app. Now, who's the brains behind the project?
Actually, me. I'm actually the main. I'm more into tech. I actually love tech and those stuff because it was actually why we had to get certain of the materials out of the country. Yeah, it was a bit of a challenge, but to me, it's kind of fun while I was doing it because I love challenges. And I think that's it. That's it.
I think some persons might be wondering what will be going on. If it detects that the soil is dry, what happens then?
Oh, sorry about that part. The pump comes on automatically by the relay. That's between the percentage of 21 to 49 percentage. Between that's when the pump is going to actually come on automatically. Yeah, but you see, the moisture itself was actually 100% just now. That's why the pump didn't came on. Yeah, we actually designed a system to manage water here. Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. So this is an excellent project, and I see it taking off. It seems like a sustainable one. And are you guys you guys implemented this in your communities yet, or do you intend to?
Yes, most likely in the future, because we actually did it as a test, right? Yes. As I said, it can actually be added to a larger scale.
Thank you very much. And there we have it, our project from Barometer Primary Top.
So sorry about that. We're back, and Kirk was explaining the purpose of this project, this solar sprout irrigation. Go ahead, Kirk. Explain to us the purpose of this project.
The purpose of the solar sprout irrigation system is that certain regions in Guyana has drought, for example, the interior savanna. That is why we planned the solar sprout irrigation system.
So you heard it from Kirk, Antonio, and Ronaldo about their solar sprout irrigation project coming all the way from Region 8 from the Madier Primary School. So you guys,
what if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National STEAM Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future. What if students help?
Good morning.
And can you tell me your names first and foremost, and then tell me what inspired this project, and a little bit about the project.
I'm Adrian Placer.
And I'm Travis Passad.
And we're representing Queen's College at this year's STEAM Fair. At this year's STEAM Fair with our project, Electroculture. So what is electroculture? Electroculture is a process in which you are stimulating plants with electricity in order to mimic the conditions of a thunderstorm approaching. This is said to increase the plant's growth rate by increasing its rate of water and nutrient absorption. So why are we doing this? It's all based on the thunderstorm hypothesis, which says that when a thunderstorm is approaching, it causes an increase in the amount of negative charge in the soil. A plant is able to detect that increase in the negative charge in the soil, and it begins to know that a thunderstorm is coming. And what does a thunderstorm bring for plants? It brings more water. So the plant wants to make as much use of that water available to it as possible. So it begins absorbing water at a faster rate. And with that water, more nutrients. So, Travis?
Okay, so we're taking that natural concept and we're applying it artificially, where we have a 12-volt lead-acid cell and we're running current electricity from there into the soil through 4 graphite rods. So right now we have lettuce and parsley here, And the idea is we are increasing the negative charge in the soil. So now the plants assume there's a thunderstorm approaching because, remember, they're electrically sensitive. So now because of this, they're absorbing much more nutrients than regular plants do. Now, plants don't always make use of all the nutrients in their soil, which is why they grow at a steady pace. But when applying electroculture, which makes them use 100% of what they got, then yes, they'll grow at a much faster rate.
In terms of sustainability, this can easily be made sustainable by incorporating a renewable energy source such as solar, hydro, or wind. And with the use of a battery, you can maintain a constant and consistent voltage throughout the entire setup to maintain the efficiency of it. It would also reduce the need for chemical fertilizers because, remember, most of the nutrients is already in the soil that the plant's absorbing. We still need to use certain fertilizers like natural compost and so on, but it does reduce the need for chemical fertilizers. And that would also reduce operational costs for agriculture. In terms of scalability, you can't really scale this past a large greenhouse because you don't want to run a large amount of current through a rice field. Because the further you have to run current from its source would be the higher the voltage at the source and the lower the voltage at the end due to voltage drop over the long distance. So that's why we say that a large greenhouse is best because you're able to better monitor the system and maintain it. It will work best for arid environments and arid nations such as in the Middle East and Sub-Saharan Africa, whose agricultural sector mainly relies on greenhouses, so it'd be easier for them to incorporate this system into their pre-existing infrastructure.
Yes, so really the last thing we had to say was what inspired us. Okay, so initially we weren't going to do anything dealing with agriculture. We wanted to do something in the field of nuclear engineering. However, Guyana is not necessarily the most suitable place at this point of time to apply any nuclear plants.
To be more precise, the nuclear engineering consultant, he said it has a culture of incompetence, so it wouldn't be sufficient to bring nuclear engineering, the idea of it, to Guyana just as yet.
Yes, so because of that, we moved to agriculture. So initially, we were going with things like verticulture, horticulture. However, our agri teacher said that those things are a little too simple. We've seen enough of that. We need something new. And we decided to look for things that are weird, something that's just counterintuitive, but it works. And that's how we come up with the idea of electroculture. The idea of electrocuting plants. Well, we're not exactly electrocuting them, but it gives off that impression. The idea of using electricity to grow something as fragile as a plant, because electricity is seen as harmful to most people. However, when applied at the right voltage, it could indeed stimulate the plant into growing much better. And that's how we came up with the idea. Initially, we didn't know if it would work, but we just did our research and we got into it.
And the whole thing is inspired by a childhood story that Travis was reflecting on, and he thought about the idea. And he brought it to our teacher and she said, okay, I'll give you guys resources and we'll conduct the experiment. Travis, what's the story?
Okay, so none of my family members really know about this, but when I was really young, there's a pump in our backyard and it had a live wire from it. It's not there anymore, but I picked it up because I would roam around in my backyard and I tried shocking a plant. It was either a plant or a tree, not too sure. And let's just say it didn't end so well, right? So, yeah, but I was just remembering that because sometimes you remember some stupid things you used to do. And that's how I came up. It sort of inspired the idea.
Awesome. So, in learning a lesson when you were little, you came up that somewhat inspired your project here today. So essentially, it's tricking your plant into growing. Yes. Awesome. So thank you guys very much. Brilliant idea, and I do wish you guys all the best.
So we're at the Cotton Tree Primary School, and they're going to tell us about their project called Botanical Bliss. I'm looking around, I'm seeing body lotion, body scrub. So introduce yourselves and tell us what this project is about.
My name is Adina Hanif from Cotton Tree Primary, and this project is called Botanical Bliss. So you may be wondering in your minds right now, what is Botanical Bliss? Well, let me tell you. Botanical Bliss is handmade antibacterial cleansers for healing skin ailments, infections, and irritations.
Okay, good. So these products help with all of that antibacterial healing, the problems that we may have with our skins. What was the purpose of coming up with something like this? Is there a problem that you saw a need to solve?
Yes, indeed we did. Because we noticed a large fraction of our school have been coming to school with all these rashes and bruises on their skin. So the parents were spoken to and we came up with an idea, which was to create our own skincare line.
Good. And are these actually being used by the students of your school, Cotton Tree Primary?
Yes, and they love the products very much.
So you heard it here, guys, that their skincare products are being used at Cotton Tree Primary. We're very confident and very, very, proud of the project that they have here called Botanical Bliss. And I'm looking at the packaging. The packaging is really nice. The display is really nice right here at Cotton Tree Primary. So, guys, there's a lot of booths we've covered so far. We've covered solar irrigation, the solar sprout irrigation from Madia Primary. We went to Karaburi Primary. There they have another solar irrigation project. We went to Cotton Field Secondary. They were doing the project there with the Carry-On Crow, which is really interesting to see that these students are coming out here displaying their projects, and they're really, really confident about what they're displaying. They're really interested in what they're displaying. So there's a lot more to show you guys while we cover the National STEAM Fair 2025. I'm so sorry.
We're here with students of the Port Moran Secondary School. Good morning to you guys.
Good morning.
How are you guys doing this morning?
Fine.
You're doing fine. And can you tell me your names first and foremost, and then tell us a bit about your project here today.
Okay, my name is Michelle Sampson, and
My name is Michaela Walker.
and our project is the Solar Voyager, which is a solar power e-bus or an electric bus.
Yes. Okay, so the way our project works basically is we use a solar panel, which you can see here. This is just a model, however. And the way that this works is that the black things that you see here are called photovoltaic cells, which absorb the solar rays, and then convert it into direct current, which is absorbed into the back here, which is the battery basically. And then the bus would use it as electricity. So there is no type of gasoline or diesel, or I don't know what buses use really, but there is none of that, and it is basically renewable. It's clean energy, and it would reduce, it's made for school transportation, so it would reduce tardiness at school, high fuel costs, high costs for parents that have to pay for kids that are going to school, and it would also reduce carbon emissions. So yes, everything about it is just supposed to be green. Yes.
Nice. A green project. Absolutely love it. Now, what inspired this project?
Well, for us, it was like our science teachers, because we're from science class. What inspired this project was in our area, from hours like peak hours, like in the morning and the afternoons, there can be a lot of traffic seen. It is hard for us to go home or to reach to school on time most of the time because of that same traffic. So yeah.
Awesome. So you're basically creating a solution to your problem.
Yes.
Exactly. Absolutely love it. I love it. What is the name of your project again? The Solar Voyager, coming up from the Port Moran Secondary School, and this is their STEAM project for this year, STEAM Fair 2025. Thank you very much.
What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National STEAM Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future. What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by
And here we're back with a student of the Westminster Secondary School. And Esther, can you tell us about your project here today and what exactly inspired this project?
Well, again, we are from Westminster Secondary and we came up with this idea which is titled Leaf to Livestock. And we were gathering information and we have actually heard that feed has been increased in their cost. So we have implemented and we have came up with our idea of recycling an agricultural waste that has been discarded after harvesting, which is the banana stalk. And we, in addition to that, we gathered broken rice, corn, and some cod liver oil to make a banana stalk feed. So we cater for those poor farmers who may not want that big of a portion of feed. So we have made our banana stalk feed with our original design prototype, which is a cutter combination with a grinder and a container at the bottom. So for this to be broken down, we made 5 pounds of banana stalk feed. So we made those 5-pound banana stalk feed manually, though our prototype is not running right now, but it will be. So we have made this banana stalk manually by just cutting up your banana stalk after you harvested your bananas and some broken rice and some corn, and after that it is pushed through and gone through the grinding process. It is then now being mixed up. So as that finished mixed up, we put that out in the sun, and as it dry, we have noticed that the drier the better. So after that has been dried, we add a little bit of cod liver oil, and that makes our banana stalk feed.
And is this your banana stalk feed?
Yes, that's the result.
Awesome. And this is what Henry the chicken?
Robert.
Robert the chicken is currently
Yes.
using. This is what he is surviving off of.
Yes, we actually experimented on 6 boilers actually for 4 weeks, and we have noticed, we know that it's working because it gained weight, and the feed consumption is similar to the commercial when you feed your livestock, and the weight gain of the boiler actually increased. As you can see, it's very much ready, so yes.
Awesome. So here we have Westminster Secondary School with their project from leaf to livestock, and basically they are using the banana stalk and they are grinding it and of course mixing it with a few other additives and turning it into feed for the chicken, given that the cost for feed has skyrocketed to some extent. And here we have Robert the chicken surviving off of the feed that they have now made. So thank you very much, Esther. Excellent project, and I do wish you guys all the best.
So we're at Barcheke Secondary School booth here today, and they're all the way from Region 7. And I have with me Jalissa and Delicia, who's going to explain their project on jackfruit. So Jalissa, tell us what we're looking at. Tell us what these products are and what was the purpose of creating, having your project be on jackfruit.
Well, our project is based on jackfruit, but the scientific name for it is Artocarpus hextrophilius. And from that jackfruit, we made 3 things. The 3 things are wine, jam, and candied fruits. The aim for our project is to explore and evaluate the preservation of jackfruit through the uses of wine, jam, and candied treats.
You said preservation. Is there like a scarcity in jackfruit as so why you guys decided to do this project, and what are the benefits of jackfruit?
The reason why we say preservation is because the fruit, most people don't know about the fruit. And the fruit have a short shelf life, meaning that as soon as it drop, you have to use it, because if you leave it, it will spoil.
Right. What are the purposes of the benefits of using jackfruit?
Jackfruit, you can use it in cakes and different stuff. And although we didn't have a lot of time to make more things.
So you have wine here, you have jam, and this is candied fruits, all made using jackfruit, right? So guys heard it all the way from Bartica Secondary School. Their use of jackfruit in the multi-purpose use. They have wine, jam, and candied fruits here at the National Steam Fair 2025. So it's really exciting to see, what the students are coming out to display here at the National Steam Fair. We've been about a couple booths this morning. I'm sure Shante is there having fun with the people that she's interviewing. But I'm here and I'm having fun with the ones that I've interviewed so far. So far we've seen solar projects, and now we can basically preserve the water access in the hinterland regions that really don't have access to water. We just interviewed the students of Bartica Secondary and their project on jackfruit. We've also seen a mathematical project, which is a game board, and how students can better, prepare for the mathematics exam and stuff like that. Basically, be better at mathematics. And we've also been to the Cotton Tree Primary, where we talk about the benefits of benefits of skin, their project called Botanical Bliss. So there's a lot of more projects that we have to cover here at the National Steam Fair 2025. So stay tuned as we cover throughout the day.
What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National Steam Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National Steam Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future. What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National Steam Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National Steam Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future. What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center.
And here we are with students of the Baijival Secondary School with their project detecting liquefied petroleum gas leakage. And tell us a bit about this project. What inspired this project?
Basically, we've looked at cases where many houses have been having explosions and fires due to defective gas cylinders. And in Guyana, many people use liquefied petroleum gas mainly for cooking and heating. So those gas cylinders would come defective and have faults, which isn't really good because it causes explosions and fires, like I said. Now, here is a rundown of how the project works.
So this system has a sensor which would detect gas. When the gas is detected, it would alert individuals that there is a gas leakage. It would also turn off the gas valve and a fan would be powered on to disperse any accumulated gas to prevent fires and explosions from happening. It also has a GSM board which would send a call to your phone to notify you that there is a gas leakage at home. This is a visual representation of how it is.
Here they're doing a live demonstration of their project. Wow. So the fan came on, the valve is turned off, the fan came on, and the GSM board is now calling the person. Awesome. Thank you very much. This is a very innovative project, very, very excellent, brilliant. And who came up with this project?
All of us.
It's all of you, including your teacher. Awesome job. And do you see this project taking off?
Yes, sure do.
Sure do. Awesome. So I can have this in my home by next year. It's possible. It's possible. Okay, thank you very much. Over to you, Shane.
So I'm at the Opetown Primary School booth here with Janicia, who's going to explain our crude oil extraction project. Janicia, can you tell us what we're looking at right now? I'm seeing a VIP gas station. I'm seeing the sun. I'm seeing battery. I'm seeing something called this crude oil extraction machine. A lot of things. Can you tell us what we're looking at right now and the process of this?
Okay, so I'm going to explain to you how this basically works. So, have you ever stopped to wonder what powers the cars we drive, what makes planes fly, and how we get the fuel to help build our entire world? The answer is crude oil, a dark sticky liquid found deep underground. We created a mini oil reservoir using vegetable oil, sand, and clay. And here's how it works. So, the solar panel traps sunlight from the sun and converts it into energy. That energy is then used to heat the oil underground. Before heating, the oil's temperature was about 24 to 26 degrees Celsius. After heating, the oil's temperature reached up to 40 to 44 degrees Celsius, and the amount of oil we could extract nearly doubled. The heat from the sun makes the oil thinner so that it could flow through the pump underground easier to the crude oil extraction machine. The crude oil extraction machine then passes it through the liquefier and into the oil barrels for distribution. For example, this oil could be distributed to our local gas stations to fuel our cars. It can also be used to make plastics, toothpaste, crayons, and even clothes. Thank you very much.
Okay, Janicia, can you also tell me what was the idea behind come up with a project like this?
So the idea was to make oil extraction more cleaner and efficient because, as you know, most oil extraction production team use fossil fuels and steam to heat the oil, which is definitely not cleanser to the environment. So we created this project to make oil extraction more cleaner, safer, and efficient.
So you guys have heard it here from Janicia from the Hopetown Primary School all the way from Region 5 and our project on crude oil extraction, which is a more cleaner, sustainable way of extracting crude oil from the Earth's bed, which is very impressive to see coming from a primary school, and her explanation is very, very detailed, and like she's very interested in the project. So it's really, really interesting to see these students here on the ground at the National STEAM Fair 2025 here presenting their projects and being hyped and fun about it. So you guys stick around, stay tuned. We have a lot more booths to cover after we resume at 1 p.m. after lunch.
The National STEAM Fair 2025 brought together young minds from every region, united by innovation, curiosity, and the drive to make a difference.
This fair shows that we as students can do amazing things.
It's inspiring to see what other students are doing. It makes me want to do even more.
What we're seeing here is proof that when we invest in our children, we invest in the future of Guyana.
I feel proud to be part of something this big. This matters.
It feels amazing to be a part of something this big
and to have our creativity recognized on a national level. This STEAM fair empowers our youth to dream, to build, and to believe in the power of their own ideas.
Being here makes me feel like what we do matters.
And that we can shape the future.
STEAM is alive in Guyana, and it's only just the beginning.